I recently did a video about the 10th anniversary of the Shark Navigator Liftaway NV352, a vacuum which in many ways changed the vacuum world, and is still one of the best sellers 10 years later. If you want a full breakdown of why the Shark Navigator Liftaway 300 series is still such a popular vacuum in all of its forms, you should check that video out. But in this video, I wanted to do something different, which is to compare the original NV352 Navigator Liftaway to the others in the 300 series, like the NV360 Navigator Liftaway Deluxe and the NV356e Navigator Liftaway Pro. Basically, I wanted to put them through all the tests we normally put vacuums through to see if there were any significant differences between them, and if so, which one was the best. And after all those tests, I have to say that the results were pretty surprising. So, links in the description, and let's get started. In many ways, these are kind of like the same vacuum. For example, they all have the same basic construction. They're all liftaways, meaning that you can push a button on the side to detach the motor in the canister from the floor head. You can do this if you want to carry it around to vacuum stairs or to use the handle and wand for above floor jobs like upholstery cleaning or other hard to reach places. They all have the same 1200 watt motor, the same floor head design with the same style brush roll and the same size front gates. They also all have a brush roll on-off switch where you can turn the brush off for hard floors to prevent scattering, and then turn it on again for carpets for better carpet agitation. They also all have a pretty good 5-year warranty. One of the most important things to me, though, is that they all have a sealed system with a HEPA filter, which Shark calls the Complete Seal Anti-Allergen System. Basically, it means that they don't leak dirty air into your house, and it's extremely rare for vacuums in this price range to have this feature. And over the years, I've started to consider this feature a must-have regardless of if you have allergies or not. Before we get into the results of the power tests, which is the really interesting part, let's first go through the main differences that you would see if you just compared the specs of these vacuums on paper. So the Shark Navigator Liftaway Deluxe, the NV360, is the cheapest, and the Liftaway Professional NV356e is the most expensive, with the NV352 being priced in the middle. Another difference is the bin size. The NV360 and the NV352 have the same 1.32 liter bin, while the Professional has a bigger 2.42 liter bin. The Pro version also has 5 extra feet of cord length compared to the other two. All those extras on the NV356e do add up, and the Pro is about 1 pound heavier than the other two, but it should be noted that all three of these are extremely light when compared to most vacuums in this price range, which is another reason why people like these Shark Navigator Liftaways so much. The main difference on paper, though, is probably the attachment set. It's no surprise that the cheapest one, the Deluxe, has the fewest attachments, just a crevice tool and an upholstery tool, where the next step up, the NV352, has a crevice tool, a wider upholstery tool, a dusting brush, and a long 24-inch crevice tool. The Liftaway Pro has a crevice tool, a dusting brush, and a suction-powered pet power brush for carpeted stairs or upholstery. Moving on to the tests. First, I should say that in terms of picking debris up off the top of hard floors and carpet, there was virtually no difference with all three of these. And that's because, as I said, they all have the same basic nozzle design with the same sized gates. Basically, I found that they all did better than average with everything from fine to large debris, with the upper limit being Fruit Loop sized debris on both hard floors and carpet. But as I mentioned in the 10-year anniversary video, the super easy to remove wand, which has the same design on all three, is great for picking up larger debris if it is needed. The surprising part, though, came with all the power and performance tests, because as I mentioned, they all have the same motor and the same basic design, so I wasn't expecting much of a difference, but I did notice that one of these consistently did better than the others. So I test their suction and their airflow with an anemometer on various places on the vacuum, and while they all did extremely good, much better than just about any other vacuum in this price range, the purple one, the NV352, consistently scored higher than the other two with both suction and airflow, with the NV356e Professional consistently getting the lowest numbers. This seemed to be confirmed with the other power-related tests, like with the Carpet Deep Clean test, where I test how good they are at getting deep down dirt in carpets, where suction power is important. And again, the NV352 did marginally better than the other two. The same was true with the Crevice Pickup test, where the NV352 again did the best, not by a huge amount, but enough to confirm the pattern. The final confirmation, though, was with the noise test, where the NV352, which had been showing the most power, also showed itself to be the loudest. So my guess is that though they all have the same motor, the NV352 is designed to use a little bit more of that 1200 watt motor than the other two, but it could be any number of factors really. So based on all that, I would say that while I actually would recommend any of these 3 vacuums without hesitation, as I think that the Navigator Liftaway series is the best all-around vacuum series in the budget category, I would say that the classic version, the Lavender NV352 Liftaway, is the best, as it seems to have slightly more power than the other 2 and thus better overall performance. It also has a really good set of attachments, though not quite as good as the next step up. So links in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave. Thanks for watching.